You tired of fighting with your spouse about money? Is it a constant tension for you in the home, in the marriage, money? So, what can you do? And hopefully this is working okay because we've had internet issues this morning. But before we dive into the three strategies that you can use to get you back on the road to marital bliss, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Amy Circa. If we haven't met before, I am the money confidence coach and founder of Money Masters Inner Circle. So, I help moms to master their money by creating confidence in their ability to solve the money problem so they can stop living paycheck to paycheck and instead create options, security, and build wealth. Now, quick thing on that's come up a couple times. So, creating financial security is not just making more income. There's way more to it than that. And it's kind of important to make sure we get it right. But let's go ahead and dive in for today's Money Master with Amy. So if you are just joining us, we are going to be talking about fighting with your spouse and how to stop fighting with your spouse over money so that we can get back on the road to marital bliss. So I said I've got three strategies for you. Let's go ahead and dive into number one. Number one is going to be to have a money management system. Now, a money management system is different than just having a budget. So the budget is one of the steps for the money management system, but it's so much more than that because it's the ability to have your money go in a designated place. But we also have to be smart with our money at the same time. And that's where a lot of people feel that a budget can limit them, but it's not. So having a money management system in place so that there is not one spouse, because typically one spouse is a saver, one spouse is a spender. So that's a lot of the fights stems from that because one is typically trying to save more and then one wants to spend. And we'll get to how to work through that here in a minute. But when you have a money management system, it is not she's telling you no or he's telling you no. It's the system in place and we have to agree upon it together. And that is something that we do work to set up in my financial foundations program. But we need to have a system of some sort. And if you're stuck with that, we'll go ahead and share. So I have a special training coming up next week. It's called Money Management Made Simple because it doesn't have to be complicated to effectively have a money management system. And that's the thing that we have to work on. We have to allow the process to happen, but set it up so that it's simple, so it's not taking that brain power. So again, was having a money management system. Yes, a budget is included in that, but it's so much more than that. Having that money management system allows you not to feel like your spouse is telling you no, or you having to tell your spouse no, and it's the system that is the boss, really. And then strategy number two is to have what we call blow money account. So the strategies that I teach inside the money management system, you need to have a certain percentage of your income allotted for play is what we call it. So inside that play percentage is going to be included your eating out as a family. So I call that one dining out. But importantly, you also have to have his money to blow and her money to blow. So those are specific amounts in a month or specific percentages of your income that are set up that you get to spend, that your spouse doesn't need to know what you're spending it on, but you don't get more than that. You specifically spend what you need to on whatever you want. It's your money. So if you want to go out to eat, you can go out to eat. If you want to save it and buy something bigger, then save it and buy something bigger. If you want to go blow it on something, it's your money. And whatever money is in that account, your spouse is not allowed to judge or harp or get upset or anything about what you spend because it is specifically your money. Now, you might be thinking, how do I make sure that we don't spend more than our allotted amount? Because that's a true problem, right? How many times have you looked back and you've been spending and then it's like, whoops, like I spent way more than I was supposed to. So there's checks and balances that we can put in place, especially if you put together what I call a money minute. Really simple to do. It's something that you do daily to make sure that you're staying on top of your finances. But basically, what we need to do to make sure that we are not spending more than we're supposed to in our blow money is going to be strategy number 3. So with your blow money account, we need to put it somewhere that, again, the other spouse can't be mad about what you're spending on, but we also need to make sure that we're not spending more than we're supposed to. So if we've talked before, you know that I recommend having a separate bank, having your savings account at a separate bank, because you'll actually save more. But it's going to be the same principle for your blow money, but this one just has to be a separate account. Now, don't put it at the same bank that your savings account is at, because we don't need you transferring out of your savings into your blow money. That'll cause fights. So depending on the bank you use, some credit unions, I think, do limit you on how many checking accounts you can open. And if they do have limits, just use another bank. There's several different options. A lot of the credit unions do not charge the fees for not having direct deposit, because if it's your blow money account, you're not going to have direct deposit. And how do you get the money there? To start off with, you can do a cash deposit, so it's available right away. When you deposit cash, there's not a holding period on that. It's available right away. You can set up internal or external transfers if it's at a different bank. It'll take a couple business days, but once you create that system, then you're going to be spending the money from the week before while this paycheck is processing. So we're staying up to date on what we need to keeping our money there. We're keeping it in a separate bank, and both spouses need their own account. And then if they can't do, I guess a better step than the external transfer would be Zelle, if you have Zelle capabilities within those banks, because Zelle transfers it almost right away, and just put in a little memo like blow money for whatever pay period. And bonus tip, we need to do this on payday, because if we don't do it on payday, what's going to happen? You're going to be out and you're like, well, I don't have my blow money yet. I just want to go get something from this. And then you spend money from your primary checking account, and it leads to the whoops, we spent too much again. So we need to set up these 3 strategies in place so that we can stop fighting with our spouse about money. And if money is tight, our blow monies don't have to be a whole lot. We need to make sure that it's reasonable within what the goals are for your family and what you can actually afford. So that's where the budget sometimes can feel like it's limiting you, but it's not, because there's so many solutions on where your money goes. It just depends on what your financial priorities are right now. So if you're just living in the moment, then yeah, you can have more money for your blow money and more for the fun, and you're not putting as much towards the savings. But you're in a moment where you're trying to save a lot. You've got a trip that you're trying to fund, or some debt that you want to pay off, which I don't recommend doing this long term, because it's not sustainable long term. We have to be able to enjoy our money. We have to be able to create that positive association. And that's why that play account is so important. Let's go ahead and recap. So our 3 strategies to get you back on the road to marital bliss and stop fighting with your spouse. The first one was to put a money management system in place. This is not just a budget, it's a money management system. The second one was to make sure that you have his money to blow and her money to blow funds. We need to make sure that they are separate, and your spouse cannot judge where you are, what you're spending money on, because it is your money. And the third one was to make sure that the blow money accounts were put in a separate account. It can be at a separate bank. Don't put it with your savings account, but put it somewhere in a separate place. So you cannot spend more than that. You can remove overdraft on those accounts to prevent you from spending too much. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep track of it. And the daily money minute is really going to help you to do that. So we can set that up so that your money management system is going to work for you. You can do cash if you don't want to do the account, and then you're just pulling out the cash and then you have the money to blow. I know right now it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but my husband's blow money is still mostly cash. He keeps a little bit, or I keep a little bit for him in the account in case we forget to pull out cash for him, like we did this last time when he was home. But it's just a little bit easier to spend that way, but you do have to be careful because some people are not accepting cash right now. So there we go. Those are our 3 strategies to stop fighting about finances and get you back on the road to marital bliss. Now, if you're thinking like, okay, that's great and all, but there is not enough money, then you need the Budget Makeover Guide. So what the Budget Makeover Guide does is that is the guide that I have designed to help you find the extra that's hiding in your existing personal finances. Starting today, it's no additional income required. We're not trying to increase your income. This is money you already have that's just waiting to be found. Now, the average person finds about $250 every single month that's just hiding in their finances. So what would $250 a month do for you? It'd be a lot more fun to put it in the blow money or set it aside for date night. Real quick though, dining out, which is going to be like family events, and date night don't come out of your blow money unless somebody is wanting to do something extra with their blow money. Those would be separate categories within your budget and your money management system. So if you are thinking, yeah, I need to be saving more, I need to find that money that's hiding in my existing finances, comment money in the comments and I'll make sure to get you that Budget Makeover Guide. Let's see, questions. Okay, so what if there's too many bills to have a blow account? It is important that we have to have a blow account, a blow money account. That is, we can make it happen. You just won't have as much money in that account. So if you're eating out, like Carrie, I know that you're a trucker too. I know that you're eating out already in the truck. That money should be from the blow money account because we can set stuff up to cook in the truck and then you have, that wouldn't come out of your blow money. That would be groceries from Walmart or wherever you're shopping. But we need to have the blow money account because especially if we are stuck in a financial position that is frustrating, that we are not in a position where we are paying our bills comfortably, we need to create that positive money association. Now, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of money, but it needs to be something so that you can start to program where you are able to create that positive association that when you have more money, you're going to be able to do more fun stuff. And then we create a plan to be able to get you back on track with the bills so that you are caught up and where you need to be. And it's definitely manageable. It's not an overnight thing, but we didn't get to the position where we are in our finances overnight. It is the journey that we take. So create the blow account. If we need to start with a lower amount, start with a lower amount or pull the cash out if you don't want to create a separate account yet. But make sure that you're creating that positive association that you have the money and that you can spend it. And it's also going to eliminate some of the tension in the marriage from people, I spent too much or you're spending too much. We eliminate some of that when we come to an agreement and we have the blow money accounts. So again, if you're looking to find the extra or you're wanting to find the extra that is just waiting to be found in your finances, drop money in the comments and I will get you the Budget Makeover Guide and we will see you later. Bye for now. Hey there, I hope that you found this training helpful. And what's next for you? We need to make sure that you grab the Budget Makeover Guide. So what the Budget Makeover Guide is going to do for you is it's a PDF guide that's going to help you walk through how to uncover the money that you already have in your existing personal finances that you don't know. It's just waiting to be found. Crazy, right? So you're already working hard for your money, right? Like, let's make the most of it. Make sure that your hard-earned money, your time, your effort, your sweat equity that you've worked hard for is going to the places that you want it to go. If you want to be spending it, great, but let's make sure that it's not missing. So if you're ready to find the extra money that is hiding in your personal finances, no additional income required, just waiting to be found, grab the Budget Makeover Guide. What you need to do is go to amycirca.com/BMG for Budget Makeover Guide. Again, go to amycirca.com/BMG and you can grab the Budget Makeover Guide. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.